Hey you guys, it's Ruth Wilson. Welcome back to my YouTube channel where we do makeup tutorials for beginners. So in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how I apply my concealer, my contour, my blush, and my highlight, not in that specific order, and how you can achieve a really great look applying all those products in a very reasonable and affordable manner. If you want to see how this comes out, then keep watching this video. So first, let's get started by letting you know of the things you're definitely going to need. First, for the concealer, you'll definitely need one that is 2 shades lighter than your foundation. I am currently using this one from LA Girl Pro, and it is in the shade Fawn. As you can see, matched towards my skin, it is at least 2 shades light. You're also going to need your setting powder. As you can see, this is a yellow setting powder. If you are my skin tone or even darker, a powder just like this would do you just right. Powders that come in the words golden, butter, or banana, this is what you need for a chocolate girl. If you are on the fairer side, then a powder like this, or I don't know, even if it's lighter, would definitely do you justice. Some people like to underlayer their makeup, as in do makeup in complete reverse, where they apply the contour and the blush and all of that is in cream form, then set everything. But because the focus of this channel is on makeup for beginners on a budget, we are not going to do that. All right, I usually do it, but we're not going to do that in today's video. So what I would advise is, again, I'm showing you guys this palette. You need to have something that's got 2 shades darker than your own skin tone. As you can see, this is way darker than me. You also gonna need something like either this, if you depends on how you want to go, if you want to go light, or you want to go burnt orange, or if you also want to go a little bit red, or if you want to go a little bit lighter on the pink side of things. These are all blushes. This is a highlight palette from Morphe, and these are some of the shades that they have in here. Maybe something like this, or this would definitely suit you well, or even this one. This is a more of a pink, this is more on the red side, and this is more like a purple kind of shimmer, all depending on the kind of highlight that you're going for. But also what's best is if you get a palette that has everything of it inside, it'll suit you much better. So now that we know the tools that we need to get, time to get out your pens and papers and for us to learn. Let me come back with my brows and my foundation on. So guys, as you can see, I have to switch backgrounds because in 2021, Guyana is still suffering from blackout. The day I finally get an opportunity where my husband isn't home, my daughter is in play school now, the neighborhood is extremely quiet enough for me to record a video and do the voiceover, GPL decides that they want to join the party. Took the lights off 3 times in less than 1 hour. But I am now at my glass door, so I have to switch the directions just so I can finish this video and give y'all the quality, and I really hope that the breeze is not going to interrupt that. I decided not to go ham on it this time because, like I said, it's lights out, and I don't want to have to suffer through the process of having too much on to make it melt, which makes this video even perfect for this moment. Because a lot of us come from countries where if we don't suffer from lights out like Guyana, we would suffer from the heat. So definitely a video is going to be coming on doing something sweat proof, but not today. But we're going to get into the concealing aspect. So I'm going to get my concealer. You usually would leave your concealer to dry down so you get a lot more coverage. As to why it's now not advised that you go ham underneath. And not only is it advised that you don't do that for the purpose of, you know, wasting it, but for somebody who's on a budget, this is really gonna be for you. It's just a little bit that literally goes on my eye That's all. You don't need anything more than that. If you want, you can take it out just a little bit, and you take the rest of it and you take it up. Now, if it's one thing I forgot to mention, is that makeup is supposed to lift your face up, not pull it down. So that's why it is, well, wow, would you look at that? So that's why it is advised that you apply the concealer right here so that you get that nice line, and it helps to lift. And another thing that we are also advised is that you don't want to apply your foundation directly underneath your eyes. You want to make sure that that space is being left literally for the concealer. Now we're gonna go the bridge of the nose right there. Put a little bit on the forehead. This is literally turning into a no makeup look. You don't want too much. And we're gonna put it on the chin as well. As I wait for this to dry down a little so I can get a little more coverage, I also want to let you guys know just a little bit about how you know exactly where to apply your concealer and your contour and your highlight. Now, if you stand, basically, even if you use a ring light and you have the light focused on you, then technically the light will literally shine in the places where it is highlighted. The light usually would shine like on the middle of your forehead. You do get a little bit down your nose bridge, maybe a little bit here, depending on, I don't know if you have small lips, if that happens. But also when you turn, you do get a little bit of that glow right along here. So basically, standing in natural light shows you exactly where to contour, where to highlight, where to conceal. So right now we are going to blend this. If you have a brush, you can do that, but I'm gonna do it with a damp beauty blender. I know it's a very dirty one, but I do love this beauty blender. It's very nice, very soft. So now we are going to blend. I'm gonna take the butt and I'm gonna blend the chin first. See how it leaves that yellow? That's what we want. Now we're gonna aim here. Look at this. Now as you pull it all the way out, you're pulling it all the way up. And we are blending directly underneath the eyes. You can also pull it right back into the lid of your eyes if you're not wearing any makeup. That will be a good thing for you to do right there. See how you're able to like pull it down? Because you get a lot more coverage with the concealer, so you're able to like pull it all the way down to the places where you would like it to go. Now we're gonna tackle the nose. So as you can see the highlighting underneath my eyes. And you'll also see the demarcation marks where the concealer is. You don't want that. Now this is the trick with your, either your beauty blender if you use that, but it'll be best that you do it with a makeup brush. If you have your foundation brush and you already used it to put the foundation on, this is a really perfect step for you to blend the concealer into the foundation by basically patting over where you would find the demarcation marks. That way you get to marry the products together and it's not so visible, like raw visible, where you can literally see the concealer away from the foundation. We don't want the concealer to be away from the foundation. So So now we finished doing that, we are now going to set with our setting powder. I'm going to be using the yellow powder right here. And always remember, like I said before, make sure that you are blending underneath your eyes, especially, as you can see, I have some creasing underneath my eyes. I'm definitely going to have to reblend under there because you don't want to set with your setting powder when there's creasing. That's the worst thing that you can do for yourself. So before you get your setting powder, you go right back with your beauty blender. Now if you want to, you can use the same beauty blender or you can use a clean sponge. To do this particular step, you take a little bit onto your sponge and you're now going to apply. And even if possible, put it on the eyelid. I'm not putting any eyeshadow there, so I'm going to set there as well. And you put on your setting powder in the places where you actually applied your concealer. If you have too much, just blot it off on your hands like that. And go back right under there. Over the eye. I'm gonna go here, come for the chin. Don't forget the bridge of your nose. Okay. Now, generally, what people would do, they would dust this off. I don't do that. I use my foundation brush and I pat this in. Where you live in the heat, this is a really great technique for you. Do not try to wipe off or dust off the powder. Literally pat it in. Okay, now it's time for us to contour. Now here's a trick. There's a couple things when it comes to contouring. Not everybody needs to do this because some folks are literally blessed or God just shine down on you and give you a really nice chiseled face to the point where you do not need to contour. Some folks are actually born with that natural line. Like I said, if you stand in natural light, you're going to see the darkness come over here. It's going to have a little darkness over the forehead. And for some people, because they want to make the face a lot more slimmer, they're going to put some here. Now, I don't put contour here because the first time I tried it and I took out a picture, my face looked a lot more pointed than I want it to be for my liking. So I do not contour here. I don't do it, period. So this is the way you find your cheekbone as to where to contour. Now if you use your finger and you rest it right here, I can literally feel the bone. And as I continue to press, this is where my bone is. So this is where I'm gonna contour. I literally used to contour here. And when I did that, I was literally pulling my face down with my makeup instead of lifting it upward. So you feel for the bone right here, and that's where you contour. If I'm wrong, y'all let me know. So I'm gonna take a brush, something that's a little more slanted, like can really hit that spot right there. And we're gonna go in with the powder, have a little bit in there, and this is the magic. I'm gonna contour, right, see that? Chisel, no chisel. You want to see the difference? You guys saw the difference as to what that just did? And then you just bring it up. Oh, I love how this looks already. This is the contouring side, and there's nothing on this side. Now we're going to contour our forehead. Bring that up and bring it into the setting powder that we just applied to the forehead when we set our concealer. You don't necessarily need to do very, very heavy contouring, alright guys? Alright. Now, if for some reason or the other you felt like you applied way too much, your foundation brush is your friend. You can pat over the contour just to try to remove what is there that you don't want there. You know what I mean? But I didn't overdo the do, so I don't necessarily need to go down that line. As you can see the darkness. It's kind of bringing back my skin tone really to my face, so it doesn't look like completely off by the makeup. So that's how I do my contouring, and that's the trick of finding where exactly to contour. Now we're going to add blush. For my blush, I use this brush right here. I do have another brush that I use as blush, but I'm not gonna go in with that today. But I get something nice and fluffy, and we are gonna use something from this one right here. Since I'm going really light today, I'm gonna go light with this as well, but I also want to use this burnt orange. For some crazy reason, burnt orange blushes look so good on chocolate girls. I don't know why, but it does. So I'm gonna pat into this, and of course we all know it does not off if it's too much. And of course we know where we do it, right on the cheeks right here. But do you know that you're supposed to like bring it in a little bit, because when you just leave it right there, you're literally like doing like the clown makeup. Now this is not clown makeup, this is serious business. But it's another thing I forgot about contouring. I'll show you guys in just a second. But what I do is smile, and I pat that in, and I bring it upwards as to where I just applied the contour. You see, it kind of gives a little bit of life there to my face right there. That's the side. There's no blush on this side, but the contour on this side looks so good. Oh my god. You see that upliftment right there? Oh my goodness. I like to carry my blush literally into that, and I like to pass the rest of the leftovers from my brush onto the tip of my nose. It just gives me that nice rosy cheeks, rosy nose point. So far this is looking really, really good. Now there's another thing that I forgot to mention about the contouring. Now let me just tell you, for some folks this is an option. Not everybody likes to contour their nose, and literally as I look, my nose looks contoured already on camera, so I don't necessarily need to go in with that. But if you would like to have a contoured nose, there's a complicated technique that's been flying around on social media as to how to get it done, but this is basically what I do. I go down the bridge, using the same dark shade. I don't usually do this step, but because I'm not wearing any makeup today, like eye makeup, I can definitely bring it upward, like right there. Now you saw that my nose looked chiseled already, so I didn't necessarily need to go back in with that step, but now the nose look a little more chiseled, and for me, too chiseled for my liking. So what I'm gonna do, get my best friend, and I'm gonna pat that in. See that? It literally removed some of the product that I did not want on my nose, and it's now hardly visible. So that's it on contouring and adding the blush. As you can see, the face is coming together. And now we're going to create the final step into adding our highlight. Now, as I said before, if you stood in the light, you will definitely see where you're supposed to highlight the cheeks or where you're supposed to highlight. But here's a trick as to how my MUA taught me to highlight. I'm gonna go with the gold into this one. Now, all these things that I'm using, it's like independent. If you got a palette that got everything in one, the contour, the blush, and the highlight, you're good. You don't need to literally go out there and buy separate products for separate things, okay? So now we're gonna go with the gold, and this is how I learned to do my highlight. So I smile. I'm gonna start with the middle of the cheek right there. See how that's coming up? And then we're gonna pull it out. As long as I saw where it starts in the middle of the cheek, I pull it out. And I know that some folks like to take it to the temple, but I don't like to do that. What I like to do is highlight here instead. So it comes out like this. There, that's my C. Now that's completely optional. Look at that. You see the glow? No glow. Glow? No glow. But that contour look good down there. So it's like when you hit the sunlight, ooh, child. The sun gonna see you, and so will everybody else. We're gonna highlight the bridge. We put it right here. Now, if you stand in sunlight, this is one of the parts that gets immediately highlighted. You're not bringing it all the way down, and then you take just a little bit and tap it right there. Keep it nice and subtle. I still don't understand why some people do the whole Rudolph the shiny nose reindeer act. I don't know why, but it's about preference, y'all. If some people like it, they're gonna do it. I also like to highlight here. I got nice cupid bows, so I want it to be seen, and the chin. You can already see the highlighting of the chin with the setting powder, but I want it to be a little more visible. And there you have it. That, my friends, is how I conceal, contour, blush, and highlight my face. Let me finish this up so I can give y'all some close-ups. Alright y'all, that's it for my video today. We've learned how to conceal, contour, blush, and highlight. If this video was educational for you and you learned something from it, then please make sure to give it a big thumbs up. But if you want to see a more relaxed makeup, a no makeup look, a real no makeup look on a budget, then there is definitely a video on my channel for that, and you can definitely check it out. But please make sure to subscribe on your way out. Take good care of yourselves, everybody, and until then, be the best that you can be with the little you have in your pocket. Bye.